Welcome to the build of LEGO 11377, The Lord of the Rings, Minas Tirith. This is a long-awaited white city, 8,278 pieces, plus a healthy pair of spare parts. I spent around 40 hours filming this video, so if you enjoy this kind of video, a like and subscribe would really mean a lot to me. We begin at the city gate. This entire section is built in minifigure scale, inside and out, which means you can actually stage scenes here. You can place guards on the wall, put Gandalf at the entrance, and if you have the Grunt gift with purchase, you can recreate the siege of Minas Tirith. The first character we built is Gandalf the White, along with Shadowfax, the greatest horse in Middle-earth. The gate itself is one of my favorite parts of the whole build. LEGO found a very clever way to construct it. It really captures the look of the gate in the movie. Inside the gate, we built the floor and the first small areas of city life. Food supplies, hay for the horses, and a LEGO chicken. Then come the walls. I like how LEGO handled the texture here. They combine smooth pieces with brick textured pieces. The other side of the gate mirrors much of the first side, but with its own fountain, trees, more details. You will also notice this repeating upper wall shape. You'll build a lot of these throughout the set. And the first of 4 Gondolian soldiers. A quick note on the white bricks. A majority of this set uses LEGO's new white formula introduced in 2025, possibly to combat the discoloration problem. But some of the items in this set are still using the old white formula, so there are some slight color differences between elements if you look close enough. It is not terribly distracting when the model is new, but I'm curious to see how it looks after like a few years of aging. White LEGOs can be pretty unpredictable over time. Now we move on into the city. This is a set where the designers are constantly making choices between symmetry and visual storytelling. We're building the Gondolian King statue. A lot of people have pointed out that this does not look perfectly centered, like it's off-centered by one stud when viewed head-on from the front of the statue. And yeah, there's an easy way to fix that. You just use 2 1x2 tiles instead of the 2x2 tiles. But I would not recommend it, as the statue is positioned to look best from the back of the model. So if you move it inward to make the interior more symmetrical, the design perspective from the main display angle becomes less convincing. Minas Tirith is around 60 centimeters tall, 60 centimeters wide, and roughly 40 centimeters deep, so you really need a big shelf to put it on. More tiles, more wall details. Another Gondorian king statue. The headpiece for this statue is new and exclusive to this set, and you see it again in color later. Next comes the throne room wall. The ornate inner wall is lovely. You can see the royal side of Minas Tirith emerging, white stones, formal shapes. Then the cliff starts to take shape. And man, this part was tedious to build and film. Normally, you build the wall separately and then put it into position. But for filming, I could not really do that. So I had to work from the hinge downward and build up, adjusting the structure bit by bit. There was a lot of back and forth, a lot of trial and error, but I think it came out well. The build time for me, including filming, was around 40 hours. So if you're building this normally at a comfortable pace, I would expect around 20 hours, give or take. You probably go through the extended trilogy before finishing this whole build. And while that is great, I also recommend the audiobook version of The Return of the King. There's a version that's narrated by Andy Serkis, and I would recommend that one if you come from the movie. Okay, now we get to Denethor. Then we built the throne room, all white, with a small chair for the steward. Next comes Pippin's room. It has a warmer brown-green color scheme that almost feels Hobbit-like, which is a nice contrast against all the white stone around it. These smaller rooms are pretty difficult to pose in and play with, and it's stuck to the main structure, so you can't really take it out. So this feels more like a display model rather than something that you can really play and pose with. You begin to see repeating architectural patterns across the rooms, and I think it helps bind the whole city together. Even when the interior changed, it still feels like they belong to Minas Tirith. The next room is a study where Gandalf researched the One Ring even before the journey of the Fellowship began. All the sides of the room had to be decorated because one side faces the rear, one side faces the throne room, and another side faces the outer wall. This is a lot of details for something that people barely notice. The structure uses quite a lot of Pythagorean style arrangement and angled sections. It makes for an interesting build, but it can be rather fragile while you're assembling it, because the walls are held together with only a few hinges or studs, so pressing too hard in the wrong place can throw an angle off. The finished model feels solid enough, but this is not a model like you can just grab from anywhere. While building, it can definitely fall apart more easily than I would like. Here we have the 7 stars of Gondor. Another Gondorian soldier, a pile of wood prepared for the pyre of Denethor and Faramir. Then we get the Palantir. This should really be at the top of the tower, which we will build later, but having it as a removable part is great for posing it with Denethor for when he uses it to look upon the armies of Sauron and falls into despair. Now we put the upper part and the lower part together. Did you know that the details in the upper part and the lower part of the city are designed by different designers? The upper 4 stories and the court of the fountain is designed by one, and the gate, the wall, and the first 2 floors are designed by another designer. Now the court of the fountain. Here's the White Tree of Gondor. Here is the Tower of Ectelion, the place where the Palantir really belongs. It's tall, it's elegant, it's super difficult to build in this way. Then we get Aragorn, or King Elessar, and Queen Arwen with the flag of Gondor. And here it is, the whole city. Minas Tirith is not really a play-focused set. Yeah, it has minifigures, 10 of them. Yeah, the gate is minifigure scale. Yeah, there are rooms and small stories hidden inside it, but I would not recommend this primarily as a play set. Most of the scenes are micro-scale, and even the throne room feels a bit more like a display feature than a space designed for hands to play around in. It's also very difficult to reach into a lot of space once everything is assembled. The model does not really invite you to rearrange scenes. And that's okay, because I honestly cannot imagine a better approach to Minas Tirith than this. A simpler microscale model would lose so much character and grandeur. This set lands somewhere in between an architectural display model with enough story details to remind you that people lived, ruled, and fought here. As a centerpiece, it has incredible presence. This is truly something special. Thank you for joining me for this build. Please subscribe for more, and I will see you next time.